Hi guys. Been a little bit of a while. I'm sorry, I'm still on holiday mode. So I want you to meet Hugh Jackman. I have to do this while the chat's happening because Instagram is deleting old chats now. Hello, thanks for your charming love and support on my public page. I really appreciate fan because it means a lot to me. How are you doing? He said. To which I said, who are you pretending to be? And don't even try to say you're Aussie because you clearly are not. To which he responds with, don't be scared, I understand where you're coming from, so chill, cause not everyone who appeared to you on Instagram is a scam. This is the real Hugh Jackman, you know I'm your favourite actor, says who. I just took out time to reach out with my real fans here. I know you might be skeptical, capital S, because I didn't message you using my verified page, but I can't message a page that isn't verified, which we know is bullshit. That's why I decided to communicate with my fans here, to which I put a laughing emoji. I said, oh dear Lord, you really think you sound Aussie, don't you? Are you aware of linguistics? I can tell you aren't Aussie just by how you write, though you copy-pasted that format nonsense. Then I continued. I said, frankly, it's insulting how stupid you all think we are. And then I reread the whole format. And I said, and that shows just how little you know about Australia or America. I mean, really, at least do some research first, Omo. But muggles be muggles. I can't educate an idiot, as they say. To which he very cleverly responded with, lol. To which I said, yes, it's hilarious to lie online to people, but also be bad at it. To which he says, so you think it's a magic? Or you may be faking myself? I don't know what the hell he was trying to say. So I said, no, you're a scammer hustling. Look, I can't impersonate me, he declares. I said, I'd say you're from Nigeria. And in response to no, you're a scammer hustling, he goes, now I'm not. I said, by the way, you're right. We'd cross-posted. So in response to now I'm not, I said, yes, you are. You can't fool a fellow Aussie with your bad English and your crap formats. Don't be scared, he says. I'm Hugh Jackman. So I put in a laughing emoji. I said, bet you didn't even know Hugh was Aussie. We'd cross-posted, and that actually stumped him a little bit. I said, you Mughal, I've met him 3 times. You were also insultingly moronic. And then because he saw it and went away for a bit, I said, oh my God, I was right, wasn't I? You didn't know he was Aussie. You had to Google it. And said 3 laughing emojis. We've met, he said, suddenly on high alert. I said, you and I haven't, because I'm not a scammer. But yes, I've met Hugh and Deb. I had lunch with them last time. You have no idea how small the population in Oz is. Obviously, he doesn't know that Oz is a slang term for Australia. Well, he said, and this appeared magically to format. Well, I need your help. As you already know, there a lot of people are impersonating me. I'm working to get any fake accounts impersonating me. I'm working to get them arrested, and I'm making this arrangement with FBIs. with FBIs. And this is what I want you to do for me. Anytime you get a message request from any fake ID impersonating me, just take a screenshot of it and send it to me. Then I'll forward it to the FBI myself. Thanks. I said, scammer had to Google Oz in brackets. And then I saw that absolutely ludicrously written format. It's a nice format, and even worse, English. Please do well to keep me updated, he said. I said, I mean, terrible English. And why would Hugh use the FBI? Because Hugh obviously lives both in Australia and England. And in response to even worse English, he goes, I'm Hugh Jackman, LOL. To which I put a laughing emoji. I said, you have no idea about him, do you? But we both know you aren't, little boy. So does Insta by now, because I reported him. I said, that English, yikes. If you paid money for that format, you were ripped off. And if you wrote it yourself, even worse. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. You not the first person to blast me with words like this, but I see not your fault to love you still, kissy face. To which I said, that's cool. I'm still good knowing you get no remittance tonight. To which he said, please stay cautious and stay positive. To which I said, please get a real job and stay off the internet. To which he said, thanks, love you. Mwah. To which I put in a laughing emoji and I went, scammer with a tiny, tiny penis. And love you, I put vomit. And he goes, oh, I love you. So I wrote, oh, I hate scammers. To which he says, whatever, just know that you've connected with the real Hugh Jackman. And he continued, and I'll always prove that. And in response to whatever, just know you've connected with the real Hugh Jackman, I said, Hugh, who suddenly forgot how to speak English. And in response to, and I'll always prove that, I said, prove it then, without asking to move to a scammer app. So now he's going to change his response. And because he's still typing, I said, slow typer when you don't have a format handy. Here we go. Just stay cautious the way you are to avoid being harmed. I'm real and I'm not here to hurt your feelings. Your support means a lot to me. See ya. So in response to that, I said, wow, still awful English. I said, you must be really bad at this. No remittance, huh? Not surprised, honestly. And I'll show you the account. It's an atrocious account. He didn't even bother putting a photo on it or anything because, you know, he's obviously just created it this morning. And because he was still typing and taking way too long, I said, and a really bad fake profile also. Where's the proof, little mugu of mine? He's a very slow typer when he doesn't have a format. I think he's quite young. So his response was, which took him 10 minutes to compile, I'm sorry, I'm a busy man. I just had a chance to, and so I have to, ... Meeting a fan like you was a bit stressful, but I do understand where you're coming from, and I repeat, this is the real moment, which would be enough for me to go, oh, okay, I'll ignore all the red flags. So I just wrote lots of laughing emojis. I said, oh my God, not an improvement, little mugu. Do you even know where he is right now? Do you? Laughing emojis. Tiny, tiny eggplant. We'll see if he sees it. He may not. While we wait for Hugh, I just had a short Jimmy Barnes here. Jimmy B72, I don't know why, right? So 3 posts. I went on all his pictures and just wrote scammer, scammer, scammer. Oh, he's gone and deleted all my comments, but you can see them at the top there. Attention, this profile's a small muggle with a tiny penis, but he's deleted them all like a coward. So go ahead, my lovely, lovely people, go and spam his pictures for me. So he messaged me on the 6th of June at 6 minutes past midday. Hello, Juliana. So today, because I'd been on holiday, I said, okay, hi. And then when he didn't get back to me, I said, okay, what time was it when you messaged me first, please? Just look at the top and give me the timestamp. I bet you won't, though. To which I got the following response. How are you doing and how was your day? I said, I'll help you. It was about 10 days ago. Just give me the date and time. And in response to how are you doing and how was your day, I said, so just ignoring and hoping the question goes away. It's because you don't know what time it is where Jimmy is. And I showed him again when I asked, what time was it when you messaged me first, please? And I said, question mark, question mark. So he went and did a little bit of research and came back with, I reached out to you right after I saw your comment on my official page, June 6th at exactly 3 p.m. I remember the moment clearly. To which I put a laughing emoji because he got the day right, he got the time off by at least 3 hours. So my response was, what time did you send the message? 3rd time I've asked. To which he quite justifiably went, read before you respond, okay, 3 p.m. I said, then you aren't Jimmy, because you got the time wrong. I'm in Australia like him, little man. And when he said 3 p.m, I went, Nigerian time? And I know it may have been 3 p.m, but I don't think so, right? I said, because it was an Aussie time. You Muggles always forget time difference, don't you? It was, he said. I said, nope. Wrong, you can't count. I'm looking at the time right now. But he's seen that 24 minutes ago. I think he's given me up for just not going to happen. Yeah, he's blocking me now. Even the photos have vanished. I think, yeah. So anyone who wants to go and have a bit of fun with Jimmy B72, go ahead. And this is the Hugh Jackman profile. Hug 12838 if anyone wants to go and have some fun. Hi, I want you to meet Billy Coella, who is using an actress's name, and I can't remember her name, who hit me up. Hello, dear. Thanks for your support and love for Nathan Fillion. We really appreciate you. My name is Billy Cuella and I work with Nathan Fillion. I happen to be his online manager. He asked me to get in touch with you. He came across your profile on his comments section. I will be glad to hear back from you soon. And I just wasn't going to entertain it because I was going on holiday. So I went, so why are you using an actor's photo then? Why are you lying? You think I don't know who that is in the photo you're using? Shaking my head. You muggles must think we're stupid or something. To which my scammer came back with, hi, please refrain from insult. No one is arguing with you. To which I put in a laughing emoji. I said, please refrain from using photos that aren't you. This is why you have no clients. I don't understand the rubbish you're saying. Sorry if your life is miserable. He snarls. So I said, the pic you're using is not you. Take it out with your maker, he says. And in response to sorry if your life is miserable, I said, sorry if you're a scamming little twerp. And in response to take it out with your maker, I went muggle and sent lots of laughing emojis, at which point they blocked me, obviously. So we've had no response from our Hugh Jackman. But it was nice to go on Instagram for a while. But I have realized very, very quickly that the minute that these accounts get taken down or they get abandoned, Instagram is actually deleting the chat, whereas prior they never used to. Facebook did. So I guess there'll be more sort of chats on the go. I'm so sorry about the noise and the horrible audio at the moment. So there you go. Like, comment, subscribe. All that jazz. I love you guys. I've got some cool stuff happening on Facebook. And now that I'm off holiday mode, 1 week back at work, I will start doing some viewer submissions as well. Talk to you guys later. Bye.